Hello friends and welcome to StudyIQ. I am Joy and today in this lecture we will discuss about interstate agricultural trading via eNAM or Electronic National Agricultural Market. So first of all, let us understand what is meant by eNAM or Electronic National Agricultural Market. So eNAM is a flagship scheme of Government of India and it is implemented by the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. So the objective of the eNAM or Electronic National Agricultural Market is to provide competitive and remunerative prices to the farmers for their produce. And one major issue with regard to rural economy or agricultural economy in India is that the farmers do not get competitive and remunerative prices for their produce. So they do not have a better price discovery. And eNAM tries to serve as an alternative to this. So it tries to provide competitive and remunerative prices to the farmers for their produce, and this is done through an online competitive and transparent bidding process. So the bidding takes place online, that is why it is known as Electronic National Agricultural Market or eNAM. So this bidding is done through online and the process is transparent and competitive. So transparent in the sense that the data shall be available online, the data regarding the prices, the quantity, the traders, the farmers, mandis, etc. shall be available online. And secondly, it is competitive because the farmers will be getting the maximum price for their produce. So in that sense, it is competitive as well. And this is implemented on a pan-India basis, or we can say it is a pan-India e-trading platform. So here Pan-India means that any farmer from the country can avail the facility. So it is not restricted to certain states, but it is available on an all-India basis. And this has helped in creating a unified national agricultural market for agricultural commodities. So it creates a unified national market for agricultural commodities. So these are some of the features of electronic NAM or National Agricultural Market. So from the UPSC preliminary point of view, these features are very important. So if you have observed previous year questions, they can give you certain statements and you have to pick the right statements. So in that sense, these statements or these facts are important for your UPSC Civil Services preliminary examination. Now coming to how does this mechanism of eNAM or Electronic National Agricultural Market work. So we will come to the mechanism. Under the eNAM, the farmers can showcase their produce online from the nearest market and the traders can quote prices from anywhere. So the farmers can exhibit their produce from the nearest mandi or the market, and traders from any part of the country can quote prices for the produce of the farmers. So this helps in one, open price discovery. That means there is more transparency. It is done online, so it leads to open price discovery, and secondly it leads to better returns to the farmers. So in that way, Electronic National Agricultural Market will help the farmers in better price discovery for their produce. Now moving on, let us understand what are the recent developments with regard to Electronic National Agricultural Market or eNAM. So eNAM was launched in the year 2016. So when eNAM was launched in 2016, the agricultural trading was allowed within a mandi. That means in the initial stage or in the first phase of eNAM, agricultural trading was allowed only within a mandi, within a market. This was the first phase. Now, later on, the second phase, inter-mandi within a state was permitted. That means intra-state. So, any mandi in a state can trade with another mandi in the same state. So, within a state was permitted in the second phase. Now, coming to the third phase, that is the interstate trading. It means that a mandi operating in a state can trade with another mandi that operates outside the state. Now so far, 10 states are offering inter-mandi trade within their states and 8 states are offering interstate trading. And for your factual understanding, Rajasthan is the first state to start interstate trade with more than one state. So Rajasthan established a trade link with Gujarat, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh through Electronic National Agricultural Market. and over 14 commodities like vegetables, pulses, cereals, oil seeds, spices, etc. are being traded in this short span of time, and the volume of the transactions are also increasing. So if we need to understand the significance of the interstate trade on eNAM, it will help in removing the barriers in the movement of agricultural produce. So interstate transactions or interstate trade will help in removing any barriers in the movement of agricultural produce, and this will help in improving or increasing the income of the farmers through appropriate monetization of farmers' produce. And secondly, this will also facilitate transportation after trading. That means the details on logistics providers are also provided on the eNAM portal. Therefore, better transparency and facilitation of transportation. Now let us understand what is the benefit of an interstate trade on eNAM or Electronic National Agricultural Market. So before going to the benefit, let us understand what is APMC or Agricultural Produce Marketing Committees. So Agricultural Produce Marketing Committees, it is a statutory body. Statutory body means it is established by a statute or a law which is passed by the Parliament. So what should be the statute that supports APMC? It is the APMC Act of 2003. So this is the statute or parliamentary law that was passed in order to support the APMCs or Agricultural Produce Marketing Committees. So this is constituted by the state government in order to trade in agricultural, horticultural and livestock products. So two things are to be remembered here. It is constituted by state governments because agriculture is a state subject. Therefore, state governments has to constitute it. And it also trades in agricultural produce, horticultural and livestock products. So this is very important. Such type of facts can be asked in your UPSC preliminary examination. So it not only deals with agricultural produce but also horticulture and livestock. This is very important. Now coming to the functions of the APMC. So first function is to promote PPP, that is public-private partnership in agricultural markets. Second function, it is to ensure better pricing or better price discovery for the farmers. And the third one is market-led extension services to the farmers. So these are the important functions of APMC, Agricultural Produce and Marketing Committees. So we will see that the Act mostly regulates the agricultural market. And the objective is to prevent and protect the farmers from intermediaries and traders. So one major issue with regard to better price discovery for farmers is the role of intermediaries or the traders. That means the farmer would be selling his produce to the intermediaries, and finally when the product reaches the consumer in the market, the prices would be highly inflated. This is because of the profit margins of the intermediaries or the traders. So in order to protect and prevent the farmers from intermediaries and traders and their profit margins, APMC was introduced. So this is briefly about APMC. Now moving on, what are the benefits of interstate trading via Electronic National Agricultural Market? Now 585 mandis operated by the Agricultural Produce Marketing Committees in 16 states and 2 union territories are linked with eNAM. So APMCs or Agricultural Produce Marketing Committees are linked with eNAM. But there is a limitation. This platform of eNAM has been used to transact business within the same mandis or between the mandis of the same states. So there was a lack of interstate transactions. So in the absence of an interstate transaction, the farmers were denied the opportunity to earn higher income by selling their produce at best prices that is available anywhere in the country. So the choice of the farmers in order to sell their produce was restricted only to that particular state or within the mandis of that particular state. So the choice of farmers were less, and therefore they were not able to get a better price discovery for their produce. Now the prime objective of eNAM or Electronic National Agricultural Market is to provide the farmers best prices for their produce. So this objective was not fulfilled to its larger extent because of this restriction that the APMCs which are linked to the eNAM were conducting only intra-state transactions or sometimes the transactions within the same mandi itself. So, an interstate trade through the electronic national agricultural market platform will address the concern in helping the farmers to get a higher income for their produce or a better price discovery. Now let us understand what are the shortfalls that needs to be addressed. The first one is regarding the licensing. For a better success of the eNAM, there should be certain preconditions, and the first precondition is the licensing. So a single trading license valid throughout the country should be made available. This is because only a very few states have agreed to recognize the trading licenses issued by other states. So if there is a uniform or a single license that will be valid all throughout the country, this can address the issue. And in some cases, the trading licenses are merely mandi specific. That means it can be used only within a mandi to conduct the transactions. So if the interstate transaction has to be promoted, it is better that there should be a single trading license that will be valid all throughout the country. Second one is regarding the charging of levy. So the marketing levies of all the states needs to be harmonized. That means there should be a single payment point of mandi charges. But many of the states are not willing to alter the market levies because this will cause them a shortfall in their revenue. Now the third one is regarding the quality standards. There is no uniformity in the quality standards of farm goods in different states. So there should be a proper mechanism in order to sort, grade and to bring in a quality standard. And this should also be accompanied by the facilitation of better warehousing facilities for the producers. And fourthly, the online trading through the eNAM platform should be permitted from any public or private sector market, not only from the APMC. So this will end the monopoly of the APMC. So these are the shortfalls that needs to be addressed. You can find the PDF of this lecture on my Facebook page, and for any queries regarding your UPSC preparations, you can get in touch with me on my Facebook page or you can email me at joyce.studiiq@gmail.com. Thank you.